Hello everyone. I would like to ask you the question in your mind first. Will you be willing to work in a company? There is no vacation system, no reimbursement approval, and people who only show average behavior will be politely but quickly asked to leave. This is not science fiction, but rather Netflix's controversial and well-known management style. Next, I will use a short video to show you the original history of Netflix and continue to explore how it got to where it is today, and how its unique management and control practice were formed, and whether we should see this as good news or bad news.
In today's busy world, going to the video store is a hassle. With Netflix, you just make a list of the movies you want to see, and you'll get your first DVDs in about one business day. Keep them as long as you want without late fees.
In 1997, Netflix only did DVD shipping. Users placed orders online and sent out red envelopes. In 2000, the company encountered a crisis, so the founding team proposed to Blockbuster to sell the company for $50 million with hope. Blockbuster's rejection became a turning point, because after that, Netflix understood that in order to survive, it could only rely on a faster pace of innovation, which traditional companies rely on process and approvals that cannot achieve. From here on, Netflix management style began to change. In the years from 2001 to the introduction of subscription system, Netflix management approach gradually took shape. They didn't spend any more time writing process or going through layers of approvals, but instead focused on three things. Firstly, keeping the best people. The company is beginning to be willing to offer the highest market salaries to top talents, and is also replacing average performing employees more quickly. Secondly, make information transparent. Employees can see the strategy data and decision-making logic, so they no longer need to wait for instructions. Thirdly, the team should make their own judgment. Many things that originally need approval are decided directly by the most knowledgeable people. All of this may not seem systematic yet, but it has already changed Netflix DNA. In 2007, Netflix launched a streaming service. This is not an ordinary product upgrade, but a structural change in the business. Streaming means that content teams, technical teams, legal teams, products must all respond together in a very short amount of time. At this point, they found that the traditional process couldn't keep up with the pace at all. Once approved, the competitor has already launched the feature. So in the era of streaming, Netflix's management control system has taken another step forward, reducing approvals, accelerating decision-making, and giving decision-making power to frontline teams. This is not a theory. It's a reality forced by business. Next, I want to take everyone back to 2013. I don't know if anyone here has watched House of Cards. If you know it's Netflix's first original series, please raise your hand. Thank you for your response. In 2013, House of Cards was released. This is the first time Netflix has used its own data to predict in advance what viewers will like, and then invested heavily in production. Original content not only brings brand enhancement, but also forced Netflix management system to update once again. Because originality is much more risky, faster, and more complex than the procurement. The traditional budget approval process cannot support such a rhythm at all. So Netflix hands overproduction decisions to the people who understand the content the most, and replaces process control with high talent density and high transparency. This step will truly shape their management control system. When this freedom and high responsibility system is scaled up to a global scale, its pressure also began to emerge. Keeper test means that everyone in the team knows that even if they perform well, as long as they are not the ones who need it the most, they may still be replaced. Open and transparent feedback makes team collaboration faster, but it also increases the psychological burden on many people. While maintaining speed and innovation, Netflix also realized that freedom is not free. It requires a lot of trust, maturity, and psychological security. And this will become more difficult to manage during the global expansion phase. There are greater cultural differences among teams in different regions, longer communication chains, and more business lines. The system that was originally supported by high talent density and transparent communication cannot be sustained solely by culture at a scale of more than 10 times. They don't want to go back to traditional process, nor do they want to freedom to turn into chaos. So the real question is, how can this management control system continue to be effective during the global expansion phase? This is a point I want to raise to all CEOs and the boards of directors. So, how to deal with this impact? The advice I want to give is actually very simple, which is clarify the key background and then give freedom. The biggest problem with Netflix now is not freedom itself, but the different information each team sees. When a global team is making decisions without knowing each other's goals, limitations, or priorities, freedom can easily become a misunderstanding. My suggestion is not to add a process, but to clarify the three most important things before starting a project: why it is being done, what is hoped to achieve, and what the bottom line cannot be crossed. In this way, the team can still make quick judgments and free decisions as before. But the direction will be more consistent and the speed will not be slowed down by the scale. This is not about increasing control, but about making freedom more reliable. Just like this sentence, the best way to predict the future is to invent it. Netflix it has come this far, not because there are few rules, but because it's willing to try things that others dare not do. The future will be more complex, but as long as they persist in this, they can continue to run ahead.